So one of the early converts to Hinduism, and perhaps the most well-known, is George Harrison. The Beatles singer converted from Christianity to Hinduism in the mid-1960s. According to an article in thoughtcode.com, Harrison continued to embrace the Hare Krishna tradition, particularly Japa Yoga chanting with beads, and became a lifelong devotee. He was also a vegetarian on religious grounds from 1968 until his death. Harrison was quoted to say, "Through Hinduism, I feel like a better person. I just get happier and happier," he said. "I now feel that I'm unlimited and I'm more in control." In 1966, Harrison traveled to India to study the sitar with Pandit Ravi Shankar. In search of social and personal liberation, he met Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, which prompted him to give up LSD and take up meditation. In the summer of 1969, the Beatles produced the single Hare Krishna Mantra, performed by Harrison and the devotees of the Radha Krishna temple, which ended up topping the 10 best-selling charts throughout the UK, Europe, and Asia. At number 9 is Russell Brand, the British comedian and actor. He is said to have been initiated to Hinduism through meditation. Although there aren't many details about how and what attracted Brand to Hinduism, his Hindu wedding in Rajasthan to singer Katy Perry in October 2009 gathered a lot of attention. The two reportedly exchanged their vows in front of 80 guests at the exclusive Amani Khas resort near the Rambahor Tiger Sanctuary in Rajasthan. The couple had booked 21 camels and an assortment of elephants and horses for the marriage procession, hosted a Bollywood theme party for their guests, had the Indian wedding procession, and even incorporated Vedic chanting in their ceremony. Unfortunately though, the two divorced after 14 short months.
And perhaps consciousness itself comes from there, or perhaps there's some corollary between God, creation, consciousness. That's what I'm arguing, but you don't need to worry about that.
At number 8 is Oscar-winning actress Julia Roberts, who also converted to Hinduism. She's known to visit the temple in LA with her husband, Daniel Motter, and their children to chant, pray, and celebrate on a regular basis. The Hollywood actress had actually secretly converted when she visited India to shoot her film Eat, Pray, and Love. Paparazzi following Roberts had photographed her wearing her spiritual guru Swami Sri Dharam at the Ashram Hari Mandir in Patawadi, when she was seen wearing a garland and red tikka on her forehead. Julia is now very open about her faith in Hinduism and has even openly said, "I'm definitely a practicing Hindu. I've been so spoiled with my friends and family in this life. In my next life, I want to be just something quiet and supporting after these stresses of my celebrity lifestyle."
I didn't suddenly make this movie and start practicing Hinduism. It's just something that's been part of my life for a very long time.
At number 7 is Meera Jasmine, who is one of the few Malayalam actresses to have got a star value similar to that of her male counterparts. From her very first film, she managed to work her charm on every audience that watched her. However, she was found in the middle of a controversy as she was found entering a temple that was prohibited to non-Hindus and performed puja there. Although she has not officially converted to Hinduism, Meera has continued her faith in the Hindu rituals and has often stated that Matha was behind her success. At number 6 is Heather Joanne Graham, who was born in January 20, 1970, and is an American actress, director, and writer. After appearing in television commercials, her first starring role in a feature film came with the teen comedy License to Drive in 1988, followed by the critically acclaimed film Drugstore Cowboy in 1989, which gained her initial industry notice. She had a Catholic upbringing, but got influenced by the serious director David Lynch to follow Hinduism as her religion and practice meditation. In addition, she is now a public advocate for Children International and even supported the climate change campaign Global Cool in 2007. At number 5 is Mr. Jackman, one of the legendary actors of Hollywood who has always shown love towards India and Hindu culture. He's a big fan of the Bollywood superstar Shah Rukh Khan and cricketing legend Sachin Tendulkar. As always guys, make sure to leave comments down below if I'm pronouncing any of these names inappropriately. His love for Hindu tradition was obvious when in an interview he said, "I naturally sort of end up flowing towards that Vedic sort of tradition. I find it fits with me and my sensibilities. I used to question so much when I was growing up in a church, fired my brains questioning, it felt quite limited, and as soon as I discovered more about Vedic ideas, philosophies, and concepts, it felt right to me, it just felt natural." At number number 4 is Ricky Williams, who's had an interesting career in football, including big highlights but some horrible lows and an early retirement. Williams found solace in his Hindu practice, finding a spirituality that brought him out of retirement and back to football. He teaches yoga, maintains a vegetarian lifestyle, and uses a Hindu-based healing method to recover from injuries. Reports indicate that he's a changed man, and he credits that to his spirituality of Hinduism. At number 3 is the rapper Maya, also known as MIA, who is a Hindu of Sri Lankan descent. When she was 6 months old, her family moved to Jaffna in northern Sri Lanka, where her brother Sugo was born. There, her father had adopted the name Arular and became a political activist and founding member of the Eros, which is a political Tamil group. She has practiced Hinduism all her life, and her belief has permeated her career, and that's very evident too. You will see it in her fashion and hear it in her songs and lyrics. She has been supportive of her native country by donating for victims of the wars there, and has also made the building of schools in impoverished countries a large part of her life.
The thing is, you don't tend to talk about all the intricacies of what it takes to fight for every single thing. And
Number 2 is Louis Banks, who is an Indian film composer, record producer, keyboardist, and singer. He has often been referred to as the godfather of Indian jazz. Louis Banks was born to Indian Gorkha parents Saraswati and George Banks in his hometown of Darjeeling. His early music education was at the hands of his father, Pushar Bahadur, a Nepalese trumpeter moved to Calcutta in the early 1940s to join a European band in the city. His grandfather, Bhagat Bahadur Buddhapariti, had composed the Nepalese national anthem, which was the official anthem from 1962 to 2006. It seems like it was something in their genetics that really made them huge artists. Because Louis Banks was raised in an Indian household with Hinduism as the traditional belief, he continued to practice that faith since then. At number 1, the last one on our list, is Miley Cyrus. As you guys probably know, she's a huge pop artist in Hollywood, but something that many people don't know is that she actually adheres to the ancient belief system of Hinduism. It is said that Miley Cyrus realized that practicing Hinduism can be the ideal thing for her. The world knows Cyrus as a pop sensation with racy lyrics, but those in her inner circle will know that she's an avid worshipper. In fact, not long ago, she shared a picture of Lakshmi Puja in her house for better finances. She shared the picture of the whole setup on her Instagram account and even captioned the picture with hashtag fruit bowl over super, hashtag offering.
Number 10, we have Madonna. Now, Madonna is a huge pop icon. Definitely she's going down in the history books. And now Madonna is very influenced by Hinduism. She has not necessarily announced it officially, but yeah, it's pretty clear because she loves to dress like a Hindu woman and she participates in the Hindu ritual arti. She has often incorporated Hindu prayers and explored Shanti Ashtangi chant in her songs as well. So yeah, definitely clear sign that she has converted to Hinduism. From there, let's look at Robert Downey Jr. at number 9. Robert Downey Jr. is a fervent supporter of the Hare Krishna movement, also referred to as the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. The Iron Man actor, who was born a Jew, now actively promotes both Buddhism and the Lord Krishna-inspired Hare Krishna philosophy. Another very popular Hollywood actor coming in at the 8th spot is Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman, who has played the role of Wolverine and has many fans all over the world, he himself is a big fan of Hinduism, and he has acknowledged his attraction to mysticism in several different interviews. He fervently adheres to the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita, two fundamental Hindu texts here. In an interview, Hugh Jackman, he said this, and I quote, that the scriptures that we follow are a mixture between the West and the East, and would be from Socrates to the Upanishads to the Bhagavad Gita to a number of different texts. Hugh Jackman was raised a Christian. Also, he had a wedding ring with the Sanskrit inscription Om Parmar Manimar, and that translates to we pledge our union to a higher source. From there, let's look at Russell Brand coming in at number 7. The well-known actor and comedian Russell Brand, he converted to Hinduism through transcendental meditation. And now Russell Brand is a committed Hindu. Russell Brand is the perfect illustration of how one's wedding traditions can demonstrate their commitment to their religion. He not only married his now ex-wife Katy Perry in Rajasthan, which is said to be the birthplace of the religion, but he also had a Hindu wedding there because his devotion to the faith runs so deep. A Hindu priest carried out all the functions and the rituals at his wedding before he tied the knot. Coming in at the number 6 spot, we have Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, not necessarily a Hollywood celebrity, but pretty much. Like, everybody knows Mark Zuckerberg. He's a founder of Facebook, which is now known as Meta. But yeah, either way, he is a self-taught computer programmer, and according to Mark, there was a point in his life when he was very frustrated. So he took a trip to India after getting some advice from the late Apple founder Steve Jobs. And so that's what he did. And when he came back from his visit to India, he found a whole lot of success when it came to Facebook, because I guess he applied what he learned and the company really took off. He was actually getting a lot of offers to sell the company, but no, after this trip, he was so influenced by Hinduism and follows a lot of the practices that he decided to not sell, and yeah, Facebook became what Facebook became. The celebrity coming up next is Claudia Czesla. She is a German supermodel and a singer, and she was born in Poland, but she always carried Ganesha with her. She was born into a Catholic family, but later when she visited India, she became inspired by Hinduism. Her journey towards Hinduism started when she started reading about the Vedic scriptures and became very interested in astrology. Then, after adopting the religion, she was even cast in many Hindu movies as well, like Kya Super Cool Hai Hum. Up next, we have Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts is also a very well-known name in Hollywood, and she also believes in Hinduism. When she came to India for the shoot of her film Eat, Pray, Love, she got to know a lot about Hinduism. It is said that after seeing a photo of Bajrang Bali, that she decided to convert. Now, Julia she follows Hinduism very devoutly, as well as she celebrates all Hindu festivals. Coming in at number 3, we have Kelly Williams. Kelly Renee Williams is a renowned Hollywood actress who is known for playing the roles of Lindsay Dole on the legal drama The Practice, and the psychological and deception expert Dr. Gillian Foster on Lie to Me, as well as Jackie Clark on Army Wives. This actress, she liked the teachings of Hinduism, and she was converted to the religion when she married her now former husband, Ajay Saghal, back in the year 1996. Also, did you know that Miley Cyrus, she's a devout follower of Hinduism too? Miley Cyrus, well, if you don't know, she's a global pop sensation and actor, and her favorite religion is Hinduism. She realized that practicing Hinduism could be the best thing for her to change her uneasy inner being. Now, Miley Cyrus is known to the public as a pop star with sometimes very risque lyrics, very controversial things sometimes, but her close friends and family know her as a devout Hindu. In fact, she shared a photo of the Lakshmi Puja that she performs in her home for better finances. And on one of her Instagram posts in the past, she posted a photo of the entire setup, and it had the caption, #fruitbowl over super, #offering. And that, of course, is in reference to #fruitbowl over the Super Bowl in NFL football in the United States. We end this episode off here at number 1, Sylvester Stallone. The story of Sylvester Stallone is very unusual, very unique. He lost his son, and ever since then, he could sense that his son's spirit was around him. So he contacted a priest after becoming extremely upset, and the priest suggested that he perform his son's pinned dan, which is a ritual that allows one who passes away to achieve moksha, which is liberation from the cycle of death and rebirth. And the Pindan was then performed at Sati Ghat in India by Sylvester Stallone's entire family. Stallone's faith in Hinduism has remained unwavering since this incident, and this is why he chose to accept Hinduism. At number 10, we have Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, we all know he's the founder of Facebook. He's a self-taught computer programmer, and according to Mark, there was a point in his life when he was very frustrated. He was wondering if he should, sell Facebook or keep going with it. So he decided to take a trip to Uttarakhand in India after getting some advice from Apple founder Steve Jobs. Now, when he came back from the visit, the success of Facebook really skyrocketed. Mark was indeed very much influenced by Hinduism during his stay in India. Now, next up on the list, we just mentioned him, Steve Jobs. He's of course the founder of Apple, and just like how he advised Mark Zuckerberg, he visited the Neem Karoli Baba Ashram and Hanuman Temple to understand the true teachings of Sanatana Dharma, aka Hinduism. He was deeply inspired by Indian mysticism, and Neem Karoli Baba became Steve's spiritual guru. Steve unfortunately passed away in the year 2011, but he visited India seeking spiritual inspiration from Hinduism many times throughout his life. The Hindu philosophies influenced him greatly, and he adhered to the ideology of karma all of his life. And of course, that's a very essential Hindu philosophy. From there, let's look at Julia Roberts. The Oscar-winning actress, Julia Roberts, was so touched by Hinduism that she actually converted to it. Julia visited India to shoot for her film, Eat, Pray, Love, when she fell in love with Hinduism. Okay, and she actually grew up with a Catholic mother and a Christian Baptist father. But after seeing the deity of Hanuman, well, she became very interested in Hinduism, and like I mentioned, she converted. She's actively practicing the religion, and she hopes to have a very peaceful life, and especially another peaceful life in her next incarnation. She visits temples with her family to chant, pray, and celebrate very often. From there, let's look at the legendary action movie star Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone, he sadly lost his son in the year 2012 and was very disturbed because he could sense his son's spirit. According to him anyways. Sylvester, he visited India with his brother Michael Stallone, as well as his wife, Russian movie star known as Alexei, and his wife Olga to conduct what is called a pindan of his son, as suggested by a priest. Now, this ceremony was performed to provide peace to his son's spirit, and after the ceremony, Sylvester Stallone, he developed rock solid faith in Hinduism. Next up on our list, we have Russell Brand. The English comedian, actor, radio host, and now YouTuber, Russell Brand also developed a deep love for Hinduism. Russell was very influenced by the serenity that Hinduism brought to his body and to his mind. And Hinduism had so much of an effect on him that he had a Hindu wedding when he was married to Katy Perry in Rajasthan, where the couple performed all of the rituals under the priest's guidance. Number 5 leads us to George Harrison. Now, he was the lead guitarist of the Beatles, and George Harrison, he delved deep into the mystical world of Eastern religions, especially Hinduism, Indian philosophy, culture, and music. George met Maharishi Mahesh Yogi in search of social and personal liberation, which then prompted him to give up using LSD and turn to meditation instead. Harrison also released some great songs influenced by Hinduism, and when he passed away in 2001, images of Lord Rama and Lord Krishna were beside his bed. His ashes were tossed in the Ganges near the holy Indian city of Varanasi as per his desires. From there, real quick, let's look at Jerry Garcia. This famous American musician, Jerry Garcia, well, he started practicing Hinduism from a very young age and practiced it throughout his entire adult life. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1994 as a member of the band The Grateful Dead. Now, after he passed away in the year 1995, his ashes were immersed in the Ganges that flow in Rishikesh in India. Alright, so those are some throwback celebrities, but let's get on again with some more modern ones. Number 3 brings us Hugh Jackman. He's the Australian actor, and he's famous for playing Wolverine in the X-Men films. Hugh admitted a long time ago how much the mysticism of Hinduism had really attracted him. He said that he follows the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita. As a matter of fact, in one of his interviews with the Times of India back in the year 2014, he said this, and I quote, "The scriptures that we follow are a mixture between the West and the East, and would be from Socrates to the Upanishads to the Bhagavad Gita to a number of different texts." He also has a Sanskrit inscription engraved on his wedding ring that reads Paramar Menamar, which means we pledge our union to a higher source. From there, let's look at Madonna at number 2. She's of course a legendary pop queen, and the influence of Hinduism can be easily heard in her songs and easily be seen in her style of dress sometimes. She's incorporated the Shringar, Bindi, as well as henna in her performances, and she loves to dress like a Hindu woman and take part in Aarti, which is a Hindu religious ritual of worship. Madonna has also repeatedly used Hindu prayers and explored the Shanti Ashtangi chant in her songs, which shows the effect of the religion on her work. Now, the celebrity at number 1 is Miley Cyrus. She's also a pop sensation and an artist known for many controversial things in the media, but she really adores Hinduism. Yeah. Miley is known as an avid Hindu worshipper by her close friends. And not too long ago, she shared a picture of Lakshmi Puja in her house for better finances. She shared the picture of her whole setup on her Instagram account, and she captioned the image with hashtag fruit bowl over the Super Bowl, hashtag offering. Also, Miley has many tattoos which have deep meanings in Hinduism. She has karma finger inking and the symbol of Om inked on the inside of her left wrist.